Hey guys, Harry here and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to look at 5 main reasons why you might get injured as a runner. So let's get into it. Number 1, something that I do quite a lot or have done in the past is the wrong type of footwear or not replacing footwear in time. So obviously you need to get the right footwear for your feet. You can go for a gait analysis if you want. Sometimes they're free, sometimes they're not. You can do these in different kind of running shops or venues, but to be honest, you don't really need to do that. Just find a shoe that's comfortable for you. You're not in a lot of pain when you're running it. It should be comfortable. It should feel like a natural kind of shoe. You can get fancy with all the kind of different heights of the shoe and the different arches and all that kind of stuff, but just try and find one that's good for you. You can go to a shop and do it in person, or you can do it online. Obviously buy a shoe online. Runrepeat.com is a brilliant site to use to kind of compare shoes before you buy one. And on the issue of shoes as well, make sure you don't leave it too long before you replace them. Some people say you should wait 300 kilometers, 400, 500, 600, even longer. It varies between people and obviously the durability of the shoe. Usually a good sign if you look on the bottom of the shoe and you see some kind of natural wear and tear, the grip or the surface at the bottom's kind of worn away. That's usually a sign that you're kind of losing the protection that the shoe gave you at the start of its lifespan. So at that point it's probably a good time to switch them out to prevent any kind of future injury, or repetitive strain injury. I've made that mistake before. Trainers have been worn down, not replace them, and I've got injured as a result. So make sure you keep on top of that. You can get lots of trainers that are good quality for pretty cheap nowadays, so there's no real excuses there anyway. So yeah, number 1, get the right trainers and make sure you replace them too. Number 2 is not giving yourself any recovery time. So obviously if you're going to run every single day forever, which I know some people that do, and they can kind of get away with it because they understand on some days they need to go a bit slower or a bit shorter than usual, they can get away with it. But if you're going every day kind of full out, high intensity, the reality is you are not giving your body a chance to rest and recover. Your muscle fibers are being weakened each day, and the chance of getting an injury, whatever it is, might be a stress fracture or muscle damage or whatever it is, the chance is that's going to be increased. Obviously if you do give yourself a chance to recover and a bit of rest, it's actually hugely beneficial. Say you rest, you run 6 days in a row and then your rest days on Saturday. That rest day on Saturday, you can get the good food in, which is my next point, get the muscles recovering, get them rebuilt, and they will come back stronger for your training the next week, instead of being constantly in a state of like fatigue and tiredness and not ready to perform at their maximal ability. Number 3 is to do with surface that you run on. Obviously there's lots of different surfaces you can run on as a runner. It could be grass, it could be trail, it could be road, it could be sand, and obviously the softer the surface, the less kind of impact on your legs or joints there is going to be. So if you run on the sand or grass, it feels quite soft, it's quite nice on your legs. You actually do have to work a little bit harder because there's less springiness off the ground, but it is easier on your body. It's a lot less impactful on your body. Obviously if you're on the road, tarmac all the time, you're constantly pounding the pavement with your legs and your muscles, and the chances are that is going to affect, it's going to hurt a little bit more than it would on the grass or the sand. So take that into account. If you can, try and mix up your runs with a variety of surfaces, whether it's grass, trail, road or sand. Obviously you are going to go quicker on the tarmac or the road, but if you're going to get injured because of that, because you're doing it all the time, it's not really worth it. So try and mix it up, try and have routes that incorporate all those different surfaces, and then go from there. Tip number 4 is to do with nutrition. Now I'm not a nutrition expert, I have a master's in nutrition, I do have a level 4 certificate in nutrition, but basically this is common knowledge. If you have adequate protein, that gives your muscles a chance to regrow, repair and come back stronger. If your diet doesn't have protein or very little, the chances are you're not giving your body the best chance to come back stronger, repair your muscles or whatever it is, and reduce the chance of injury. So if you're eating in a day just like a couple of pizzas and some sweets or whatever, obviously you already know that's not ideal. Very tasty of course, we all love a pizza, but in terms of reducing the chance of injury, getting the protein in, unless it's protein pizza, of course, you can make them. But you know, your classic pizza or just classic food that's not great in protein isn't going to be great for that muscle repair. You don't need to overdo it with protein. That is another kind of myth. You need to have so much protein to get the muscles. It's just simply not true. But if you can get protein in at different parts of the day, usually 4 or 5 different times, protein powder is brilliant for kind of helping you on that journey. But as well, just, you know, foods with natural protein, eggs, meat, fish, milk, all those kind of stuff. Obviously you've got some vegan and vegetarian options as well. I'm not an expert on them, but there is loads out there. So yeah, make sure your nutrition's good, make sure you get enough protein as well as the other food groups, of course, but protein is super important. Reason number 5 why you might increase the chance of getting injured is because you don't do any strength and conditioning. As I've said in many videos, I haven't done enough and probably still don't do enough, to be honest with you, as a runner, but strength and conditioning can make such a huge difference to the way you run in terms of form. For example, if you've got a stronger core, you're more likely to run upright and just have a general better posture for running. That's just one example, but obviously you can strengthen loads of different parts of your body, improve the way you run in terms of form and ability, and therefore reduce the chance of you getting an injury. So super important. Get the strength and conditioning in, even if it's just once a week, it's better than nothing. Preferably, I guess, it should be 2 or 3 or maybe even 4 times a week. Obviously, if you're doing a lot of running as well, that's quite intense, but just try once or twice. There's lots of stuff online from experts about strength and conditioning which you can follow. But yeah, super important and definitely a huge factor in reducing the chance of you getting injured. So yeah, there's 5 reasons, or 5 main reasons at least, why you might increase the chance of you getting injured as a runner. Let me know if you know any more or you agree with what I said. I'd love to hear it. Leave a like if you enjoyed, that would be brilliant, and feel free to subscribe if you'd like to see more content. But apart from that, guys, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.